What it do? Dream team. It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with 10 stupid questions I've been asked since moving to America. And before we dive into these stupid questions, dive into that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon and drop it in the comment section. What we got?
Well, hi guys, this is my first vlog in a long time, and not necessarily a what I'm doing now vlog that you've seen so many of, but this is more of a silly little rant. I used to do them back in the day and I kind of got out of the habit of them, but I thought, you know what, let's do one or two for this new channel.
Yeah.
So here we are on the Scottish Filmmaker, and I thought the very first vlog that you might enjoy would be 10 stupid questions I've been asked since moving to America. Number 1, do you have Thanksgiving in Scotland? No, we don't have Thanksgiving in Scotland. There's not much point of us having Thanksgiving in Scotland, not because we're unthankful, we're somewhat miserable maybe, but it's kind of an American holiday if you just think about it. Not because you just have turkey, but because, well, the whole idea was people were thankful that they came to America and didn't die. The fact that Scotland and people in Scotland never actually left, and the fact that we're still Scottish would suggest that we didn't come over to America and survive the whole winter type of thing. So no Thanksgiving in Scotland. Number 2.
Yeah, I don't know why we don't understand yet that is an American holiday, but you know, a lot of us we just don't know about the rest of the world. I'll just say that. We just don't know about the rest of the world.
Winter type of thing. So no Thanksgiving in Scotland. Number 2, do you have Christmas in Scotland? That's always the follow-up to the Thanksgiving question. People start thinking, well, why don't you have Thanksgiving? You must not have Christmas. It can't possibly be the same. No, we do have Christmas in Scotland. It snows in Scotland. We get the whole tree thing going. We bring those indoors. That's a German tradition, by the way. They have Christmas too. Essentially, the whole planet has Christmas. Number 3, do you have 4th of July in Scotland? Yes, we do. It's after the 3rd, before the 5th. But again,
Do you have 4th of July in Scotland? Yeah, it's after the 3rd, before the 5th. But of course, that's America's Independence Day. Why would the Scotland celebrate that? Okay.
July in Scotland. Yes, we do. It's after the 3rd, before the 5th. But again, the whole historical implications would be the independence from Great Britain. Scotland, part of Great Britain, has been for 300 years now. Still pretty much British. Although there's a referendum coming up, so that might not last long. 4th of July, it doesn't happen. If I'm in somewhat of a cheeky mood, I might say, well, yes, we do. We do celebrate 4th of July. And they'll be like, oh, really? And, well, yes, we do. We are very glad we got rid of you, and we're kind of happy you haven't come back yet. So you just stay where you are, and we'll just do our thing. Thanks. The 4th stupid question I have been asked since moving to America would be, when are you going back to Spain? I'm not sure if it's the sort of anti-immigrant policy that so many people seem to live by, and they thought I was Mexican, which in case I would be going back to Mexico. But I think it was the fact that I come from a country in Europe that begins with S, and they just couldn't remember Scotland. I don't particularly think I look all that Spanish. I definitely think I've got the whole Norse pale skin thing going on, so no, we'll never be going back to Spain for Christmas or otherwise. Number 5, what?
If you hear him talk and then say go back to Spain, I'd be like, ain't no way this man from Spain. What are y'all talking about? Like, he definitely got an accent that is not similar to Spain. I would say. But if you, even I can hear Scottish, but even if you said like UK, like, I'll be like, oh, okay, no, British. If you said British, okay. But we say Scotland is a part of it. I don't know. Scotland's a part of Europe. I'll say
going on. So no, we'll never be going back to Spain for Christmas or otherwise. Number 5, what? That was an awkward one for me. I'm actually doing some work for a guy, and he says, you know, where's Scotland? And it's not the first time I've been asked that. The first couple of times it kind of annoyed me. To be honest, I like to tell people, well, we're above England, you know, the way we should be. Well, he says this. Is it beside the rest of those S countries? I don't know who he thought arranged all the countries in Europe alphabetically. Why it would be the case that way, no idea. But the fact that Sweden and Switzerland aren't too close, and the fact, I mean, I don't even think there was a thought process. It's like, well, look, there's got England, France, Germany, Holland. It wasn't even like that sort of alphabetical thing going on. It's just, no, Scotland is not beside the rest of the S countries. Nope, up that way. Number 6. 6 was... It wasn't. Well, it might have been the most bizarre. It was certainly the most random. Do you have yogurt in Scotland? I happened to be eating a yogurt one day. He knew I was Scottish and just thought he'd question whether we have yogurt. We do have yogurt. Why wouldn't we? 7. This was definitely the most awkward question for me. Do you have black people in Scotland? I mean, we're a fairly multi-ethnic nation. I mean, if you said, do you have African Americans in Scotland? Well, of course not, because America is the only country with African Americans. It's kind of in the title. When you say, do you have black people in Scotland? Well, yes, we're not just a single race nation. Although, actually, again, just being the stupid sense of humour that I've got, I said to the girl, well, no, not really. And I showed her a picture of Scotland, and then I showed her an image of the West Coast. And you see all those islands, I said to her, and she says yes. It's like, well, we're not very proud of this, and this is something you probably haven't heard. It's because we try to keep it kind of quiet. But we're a bit racist in Scotland. She says, oh really? It's like, yeah, it's something we're still not too proud of, something we're trying to push away from. But as an institution and as a country, we're actually fairly segregated. It's like, oh. It's like, yeah. Now you see all those islands where I just showed you? It's like, that's where all the black people live. We try to just shut them off to one side. It's like, really? Of course not! Why would... No! That's just wrong! This is not like South Africa with all the horrible apartheid. No, of course.
You would have been there, heard about it if that was the case. I feel like like I said before, like, we don't know about the rest of the world. Like, I swear we're not taught about the rest of the world unless we look into it ourselves. We're not really taught about the rest of the world. And I think that's what makes us so gullible. Like, when people overseas, like, answer our questions and, like, make up these stories and stuff. And it's like, we're very gullible because we literally and genuinely don't know much about the rest of the world. Oh, my bad. Make sure something. Didn't mean to change that on you guys.
It's not like South Africa with all the horrible apartheid. No, of course not. We're actually a very forward-thinking country. We had gay marriage long before most people. No, we do have black people in Scotland. We don't... Yes, we have them. Number 8. Do girls wear bras in Scotland? Being the awkward teenager that I wasn't exposed to much in the way of this. But let's just put it this way, Scotland's cold. You're going to wear as much clothing as you can. Number 9. Now, this is somewhat related. Do girls shave their legs in Scotland? We're not France. Let's put it this way. We're fairly hygienic and got some sort of a sense of fashion and sensibility. So yes, girls shave their legs in Scotland. And number 10. These many. Do you have pollen in Scotland? The answer is yes, we do have pollen in Scotland. We are not a barren wasteland with rocks and sheep, although certainly there's parts of that. We have bees and we have trees and we have plants. It's just... Yeah, of course we do. This is maybe the first one that I can actually think of that has any sort of logical line of thought. You see, in where I'm living at the moment, there is pollen everywhere when it comes around about April and May. It coats the cars and it's sort of this green yellowy powder. It's bad. I mean, you gotta wash the front path, you gotta do everything to get rid of it. So in all honesty, this might not be the stupidest question I've ever been asked, but it's an odd one. We do have pollen in Scotland. It's not just something that's reserved to this state, but yeah, we do have pollen. Anyway guys, I thought you'd enjoy that sort of little insight into the life of an immigrant within the USA. It's an odd one, it's a fun one, don't get me wrong. This is certainly not in any sort of anti-American rant, it's just people who are speaking before they think. It's not too uncommon no matter where you travel, but I just seem to run into them a lot more than anyone else. As it is, I love you guys a lot. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment and everything else, especially if you have any stupid questions you've been asked, and I'll catch you later.
I definitely enjoyed that. I don't know why. I know why we asked this question. Just because we don't know about the rest of the world, and we don't look into it before asking these questions. So that's all we got for this. So you guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You can subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible Team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.